Welcome to Dudes Talk Shit, episode 47. What the hell is Brian doing?
Ah, earthquake. The power was out. Earthquake. Everything. A lot of drama here at my house.
Got a lot of, yeah. Hey, look, there's a beautiful woman behind me. I'm going to tell you who she is in just a few minutes. You see her on the screen. I am Perry.
Yes.
Because, I put
Periii.
emphasis
He's
on that.
always trying to say it too exotically, like Periii.
I
What
am.
is it? I'm just Perry.
I'm just Perry.
I could be your best friend just if she were a gorgeous goddess, which
Mm,
I'm sure she is.
mm.
Ah.
We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff tonight. We got a good hour to talk. First, also it's me now. TJ was supposed to be here tonight, but TJ is still on his honeymoon in Jamaica.
Oh, that's bullshit. Emphasis on the
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Bullshit, bullshit.
he's getting it in. TJ got married. I'm surprised. For those who watched the show since the beginning, he went from single to engaged to married, and boy, I'm telling you, what a difference a year makes.
Okay.
cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Cheers to being married and honeymooning in Jamaica. Good for
honeymoon.
him.
Good for him. Good for
I
him.
don't, I don't, I don't want to be all sour grapes.
No, no, no sour grapes. No, don't you want to have a honeymoon in Jamaica?
I do. I
You
do
do?
not during
Ooh.
COVID though.
Oh, no.
That's
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
I mean, it might be during COVID from now on. You might not have a
that's true.
choice.
That's true. And
Right.
I feel like you'd have the whole place to yourself. It's like when you go to King's Dominion
Oh,
when it's raining on Easter. Oh my God, they just fucking let you stay on the roller coasters.
he said
Same shit.
Mhm.
the whole resort. He said there's only 4 or 5 other people in the whole resort
Love
there.
it. Love it.
So if you're gonna go,
that is
now's the time.
Again, why they're open? I found out that Barbados is letting people come and live there for a year. No strings attached. They're willing. It's like if you take your business, if you want to take your business or whatever, to be in Barbados for a year.
I do everything on Zoom.
Let's go. You want to? No bullshit, Brian. Where I find this at?
Check the Barbados website. I mean,
I heard about this, but I didn't believe it. Is it legit?
as far as I know, yeah.
Their whole country has one website.
Yeah.
Barbados?
Shoot. Yeah, Barbados.
Is there a us.gov?
Probably.
Should I
Probably a
tell
bar.
them right now?
What is there? Is that where the answers are? Because all these other people are bullshit.
Hold on.
But
Barbados.
That's where it's at right now.
Barbados is
Yeah.
offering you the opportunity to work remotely
from
from the beach for 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Free up to 12 months.
Over here.
Yep.
Now here's the thing. When TJ went to Jamaica, right? They told him they testing, but they're only doing COVID testing at the airport from people coming from California, Texas, Florida, and
So
South
the
Carolina.
hot spots.
Yeah.
So pretty much the hot
Everybody
spots.
else, pretty much, they'll let you go in. They'll just take your fever and all that shit. That's it.
Mm.
Temperature,
Take
make
your
sure you don't have
temperature.
a fever.
And don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
got it all
you
fucked
don't want
up.
to be jinxing these people going down to Barbados.
No, you don't know. Barbados ain't playing that shit. They ain't playing that shit. But they say, but the only thing is, you must show documentation proving that
Yeah.
you tested negative for COVID. They're not sticking that shit up my nose. I'm sorry. I don't want nothing sticking up my nose. I don't do coke. I never did coke. I don't like sticking tiptoe. I don't like digging up my nose. I mean, I have, but I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But no.
Okay.
Would you rather live in the U.S. as it falls apart for the next year, or have nothing up your nose, or something up your nose for like 5 to 10 seconds maximum,
Yeah.
and then spend a year laid out on the beach, drinking your drinks and working remotely?
You coming with me?
Yes.
Then yeah, I'll do it.
and she can work on an album and things like that.
Yep.
It's
I was thinking
remote.
about my daughter. I'm homeschooling her anyway.
You can bring it.
So
It's
fuck it.
remote. You know
Fuck
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, she'd love to live on the beach.
Let's
Let's go.
I'm thinking. I'm not. No bullshit. Not a gimmick. I'm truly, really thinking about that shit. No bullshit.
Well, you've been thinking about going to Florida first.
Well, here's the thing. All right, so in 2 weeks, we're going to South Beach. Okay.
Mm.
I rented an Airbnb, but I paid a higher rate because I wanted to make sure I paid the cancellation rate. That way, if shit
Mhm.
goes down, I get my money back.
That's that's good policy.
So now it's
Mhm.
leaning
Always, but
more,
especially now.
especially now, because it's leaning more to me getting my motherfucking money back. You know,
It's like
my
a petri dish down there.
it's
Right.
featuring this down that motherfucker. I'm like, son, this no.
So hot. Just letting everything
You
grow.
letting everything grow.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh wait a
Ugh.
minute. Even if you wear a
Taking it out in
mask,
the wind.
oh my god,
Ugh.
you should come with me in South Beach.
Feeling.
Yeah. Invite her to South Beach, invite her to Barbados. Where do you want to invite her next,
Oh my god, you know I wouldn't leave my Airbnb. I wouldn't leave. I
Well
just
then let's go to an Airbnb somewhere else that's not like the
okay.
hot spot, the hot bed.
We in the
Mhm.
Airbnb right now.
All
Look at
right,
this
here we
shit.
are.
Look at this.
It's all what you make of it, right?
There you go. This
Yeah.
it ain't that big, but it's big enough for me. There you go. But look, man, Dudes Talk Shit, episode 47. We have the lovely Perry in the house. I gotta get used to saying Perry because the eyes make me feel like I have to say Perry. For 3 seconds. Perry, 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you. You're giving me extra time. I
No,
appreciate
look,
you.
hey man, before we get into the show, Brian, I want to play just so our audience out there on Vince Russo's network knows who Periii is. I'm just gonna give you a quick snippet of what she. This is one part of what she did, just one. So check this out. Now that was on the violin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That
I
violin.
I I used to take classical music back in high school. We never got a chance to do anything like that at all.
Yeah.
so I
Yeah. What did you
so
play?
I played bass.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Any
love.
video?
Oh,
No.
I love the bass. It feels so good. It's like hugging a tree. It like makes
Yeah.
you big.
It was a big hug and a treat. So
Yeah,
so
that's amazing. I teach. That's what I do for my 9 to 5. I teach music lessons, and I love to incorporate that because everything else that we do, everything else that we have kids do is like 30 seconds long, 2 minutes long,
mhm,
15 minutes between ad segments, etc., etc. And so then to like teach kids music and put it only in terms of classical music where it's 45 minutes on one piece or
mhm,
even just like 25 minutes, it's hard to hang with, and
mhm.
it's hard to stick with when it's something that's difficult and it doesn't speak to you. So I love to teach my students and my kids pop music, hip hop,
Mhm.
EDM, just anything that they like to listen to. That's so
Yeah.
fun. So
Well, I think the sad part, I think, especially within um, extracurricular activities, especially within music, um, it is the attention span because everyone's so used to the modern stuff. Mind you, when I was taking it, taking classical music, I was, hopefully let's play some, the stuff that I was listening to. But then again, listening to classical music is kind of the basis. It's the foundation of what you're playing. So I got the sense of, yeah, okay, that kind of morphed me into playing, being the basis for a high school jazz band during my last 2 years of high school, and I felt like this was fun. I mean, there's a possible transition from playing something with a foundation like the school bands and stuff like that to get to play like what you're doing. I mean, because again, it takes a lot of practice and everything like that. But still, I think missing the fact of playing an actual instrument, I think it's a very, sadly to say, a lost art because you don't see a lot of teenagers playing a lot of music because the music department doesn't have the funding and all that stuff, which is kind of unfortunate. So,
yeah, that's something that I've been up against. That's why I don't teach in a school
mm,
because we're making we're making nickels and dimes and having to put our own money into our classrooms
mm-hmm,
to be over monitored and micromanaged and have administrators breathing down our necks about having the right to do our job
Mm-hmm.
as an arts teacher. And I felt like I would have gone in and taught students for like 3 years and then burn out and been like, peace, I can't do it anymore. Fuck them. Sorry about
Mm-hmm.
you guys. See y'all later. And so I teach lessons now. I'm my own boss. If you are your own boss, Mazel Tov, congrats to you.
Brian don't drink.
Fucking
Click.
You don't have that shit, yeah.
oh,
Nah.
well, I mean, like you're doing your own shit, at the same time. So that'll lead there. But just to be able to work with who I want to work with, and run my own shit, run my own lessons the way that I want to, and be
Mhm.
my own boss. And if I don't like one of my students, then I can fire them. Rather than yeah,
You're
I
fired. You're
if
fired.
you don't practice, I will not teach you.
I want to be a teacher that can fire fucking students.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, Trump likes that a lot. Oh, I like that.
Tutoring
And the
private-
parents can't do anything about it. So it's like, look, they haven't been here or they haven't been practicing or whatever.
Maybe
That's
I
on
do
them.
fire children.
Yep. It's fucking fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
sign me up. Did you get a
Yeah.
reference?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You give them a reality check. You're like
Yeah.
doing something good for them. It's like making them eat emotional vegetables, and
Mhm.
and it's kind of a power trip to be like, you know what? Like, your parents have been up your ass your entire life. This is not how it's gonna be. Welcome to the real world, you little 8-year-old shit.
Trump likes this. Oh yes, he does.
And and I love like 19 out of 20 of my students, but there's one who
Always
just
that
like
one.
who just like
Mhm.
doesn't want to work. And if you want to work, if you want to learn, then I will teach you. If you don't give a fuck and you convey that to me all the time, then like
Adios.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, the sad part, the other sad part is I think a lot of kids are just want to see the end result. They don't want it, they don't understand the hard work. They don't understand the practicing. They don't understand the calluses on your hands. They don't understand that they just want to have the fame and the fortune and call it, get that 15 seconds that they can post on YouTube or on their Instagram and all that stuff, get enough flowers, and they feel like they're success. No, you got to work. I've seen a lot of other violinists playing updating music.
None of them is
True.
Oh,
But at the same
point that out.
but in all essence, still, it's like, look, I understand they're sacrificing. I understand what their hard work is doing. Because honestly, they look great now because they've been practicing. I mean, they're playing great. What we that video, that clip we saw from you, that is a lot of practice, and that is worth seeing because I'm willing to pay good money to see you live in concert once this COVID is all done. So, but so that's what it's seeing. But no, everyone wants to like, nah, I don't want to do all that, but I still want to be famous by doing what? Just showing up and having the instrument in your hand? No.
Work.
yeah.
Like, this generation wants like overnight success. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
I don't
I
work
mean,
that
like
way.
young people don't have patience. As you
None.
get older, you have more perspective to have more patience, and so like there are exceptions, of course, but as you get older, in general, you get more patient. But like
Mhm.
kids too, I think that as grown-ups, parents and teachers, and just like people who are leading kids, I think that a lot of times we get a little bit lazy in how we talk to them, and how we try to communicate ideas, because like you can turn anything into a game. You can make anything fun. I've given whole lessons as Elmo and done a fucking Elmo voice. I mean, like, here, put your thumb on C. Ready? Oh, that was so good. Elmo loves it. I've literally done it for 30 minutes like that. It kills my throat. So
Oh, we do it.
some tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, Brian, I don't think she knows the meaning of 3SL. So for those who, can you explain to her why we call you Brian 3SL?
Okay. Let's say this. For those who are new here, I am one of the original members of Do Talk Shit. And the nickname 3SL, Brian 3SL, came from Trump, surprisingly, due to the fact that I mentioned on one of the shows that he was on, I've been in a few threesomes. So was part of a angelic threesome, which is two
What
guys.
is an angelic threesome?
Well, let me explain. I'll explain. An angelic threesome is what all guys want: two girls and a guy. That's why we call it angelic. And then there's the double threesome, which is two guys and a girl. So pretty much the girl would call it angelic because it's all about her. So no crossing streams during that double one. It was just more focused, highly focused on her. So that's why I've been known as Brian 3SL.
You've done both.
Yeah, I was part of both.
Multiple times.
Okay. So do you would you say that like you're like living on a swing, or do you just is your whole life swinging, or excuse me, or is it do you just go to the playground every once in a while?
As of right now, I would say just going to the playground once in a while.
Oh, well, cheers to you too.
Okay.
Out of
Money, dude getting his honeymoon on in Jamaica.
There you go. My honeymoon, I want a threesome on my honeymoon.
Right here.
I want a threesome.
Then you'll have a divorce right after.
No, but, come on, if I'm gonna have a threesome on my honeymoon, of course I'm gonna ask my wife. If she says no, then I won't have one. If she says yeah, then I will have one.
But
knowing you, you demand. But he demands so much, Trump. You demand so much. You want your woman to give you head regardless. I mean, that's like a top tier thing, and I feel like
number one.
That's what I'm saying. It's the top tier, the number one
necessity. I don't give a. Go ahead.
Reciprocal head.
Oh, yeah,
right.
I don't mind reciprocating, but I want head. Head like okay. We're not going to. We're gonna not make this a sex show, but
we're not.
About this head is a necessity. I don't care how good. I mean, look.
I would agree.
You must give head, and you must give it correctly. I'm patient enough.
See, that's the part. The give it correctly.
I'm patient enough to teach you, because a lot of people think they give head to me like they gave it to the last one. No, you gave it to him like a jackhammer. You know them jackhammers that you just no. I like slow scientific.
I think that you should. I think that maybe you can amend that from correctly to receptively.
There we go.
You know, like. I mean, I don't know about these bitches, these basic bitches, but I pay attention to the reactions of the person,
right,
who I am sucking of the dick.
Sucking of the penis.
Grammar is there? Fuck it. I pay attention to their reactions and like what that person likes and doesn't like, and then like I've got a vocabulary of moves based on those things.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of tongue. And then here's the thing.
Well, then you all got to communicate what you want, and likewise.
That's true. Yep. You got to
communicate
what you want. You got if you don't tell her how she can't read your mind. And vice versa. You know what I mean? So I don't know how we got on this shit, Brian.
You.
But the head. So yeah, no, you, because you talk about head. Yes, head is a necessity.
I wanted to explain the threesome name.
Yeah, threesome name. So we explained it. Damn, we got way.
Yeah, we're done. So let's talk about from one skin game to another. Let's talk about our Washington football team.
Let's talk about the Washington Redskins, and then we're gonna talk to Periii about everything she does, because it's a skit we want to play tonight. But before we play, we gotta explain it to you. But
okay,
the Washington Redskins have decided to change their name, but we talked about that last show. However, all this
something new
with Dan Snyder. See y'all get it. You want yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Y'all saw the sexy body with Periii right there.
Yep.
See, I got it right this time. I didn't say Periii. I said Periii.
Periii. Periii.
No, I gotta make sure I get it right. But the Redskins, Dan Snyder, and all the shit that was going on with him came out in the Washington Post. Now, the Washington Post is not reliable. I don't trust them, but I do believe them with this, because Dan Snyder, this is the type of environment he runs, dog. It's chaos. That's why they haven't been winning. That's why everybody who comes to the organization always talk shit. It's nothing against Dan Snyder. The organization is some shit. So dismantle the team. We got Baltimore. We got Baltimore. We don't need nothing else in the area except for the Baltimore Ravens, my team. We don't need nothing
I
else
think so.
in this area. Trump likes the Ravens. That's all we need.
That is true. Sad to say, I think when after the name change, this was funny. It was like a couple of days after the name change, you start getting. I was seeing all these very covert texting and tweets and stuff. It's like, oh, something's happening, something about to come out. I'm like, I thought it was the name change, when what I was like driving around. I was driving around town and I heard on the radio that Larry Michaels, who was the quote unquote voice of the Redskins, he was the play-by-play guy. When I heard that he retired, like that day, everybody was like stunned. Because no, I didn't know. Because based off of the day prior when he mentioned the fact of he retired, I was listening to the station that pretty much broadcast the Redskin games, and they were like all stunned. And then, they gave him all the praise and all that stuff. It was kind of like, sad to say how the WWE honored, Chris Benoit before they found out what actually happened. And this was that type of thing. They honored him as like, oh, Larry Michaels, he's a great dude. We kind of going to miss him. I wish we still had, all that stuff. But then when it came out, whoa. You talk about a lot of people were like stunned, and it got to the point where one of them was Richard Mann II, who's Richard Mann, notable Redskin player, and his son involved in this. And I was like, damn, dude, what the hell's going on? Because you didn't expect like 2 firings and a retirement within pretty much a couple of days from each other, and then boom, this article comes out. And I was like, oh, shit. So I know a former Redskin cheerleader. I called her, I texted her first, and then we ended up.
You know her personally?
Yeah, I know her personally.
Yeah.
So I talked to her. You met her, Shante Usual. So I met her.
Oh, Shante. That's right.
Yeah.
Redskin cheerleader.
Yeah.
Breaking news here on the brand.
So, and she's a great singer. So, folks, if you want to check her out, Shante Usual, at Shante Usual. We ended up talking for a bit about, she left the Redskin organization around 2002, but she still keeps in contact with most of the girls that were probably still there, and especially she's part of the alumni crew. And she was stunned. She thought, oh, they're going to change the name, and it's like, no. Did you hear about the other news that dropped? It's like, no. And I mentioned it to her, and she was like, what? And we ended up talking about it. So it was. I mean, when you know people who within that organization, and it's one thing to change a quote racist name, but when you have a toxic, it's just a toxic culture in there, and mind you, I respect women, true and true. It's just like, look, when we're working. I know if you can dress fine as all as you want. If we can talk, have drinks later, and have a nice relationship outside the work, then great. But while you're in there, you're working. While you're in there, you treat them with respect. While you're in there, you give them the job and task at hand and let them do it without giving them some slack or whatever that a lot of these women were given. Wow. And a couple of them were executives. And that's the sad part. And being an executive in any sports business is problematic because they really know full well that their only level is up to this point. And we yet to see a women GM unless it's women basketball. We've yet to see a women owner, unless they're the wife of another one. We've yet to see any of that yet. I mean, we've seen a female referee, which is great. We've seen a couple of female coaches, which is great. But the thing is like an executive position, we have to see that now. And mind you, understand the NFL shall and will always be a white boys club. Let's keep it 100. We got old white men with old money running these leagues, and as long as that continues, it's not going to change. No. Now, mind you, I know the NFL is trying to do something with this shit, but let's be honest, until they fully investigate, quote unquote, then it will probably be status quo again once this whole thing is done.
can you blame an owner like Robert Kraft if he just want to get his dick wet? He's an old man. His wife died. He ain't getting no pussy.
Robert Kraft is another story.
He ain't
Robert
getting no
Kraft,
pussy.
he
He went
did
down
it.
to Florida to pay for some pussy. So
That was his own personal business. I had no problem with that. Now, mind you,
you know,
going to this, but going to an establishment that is known for sex trafficking, yeah, I think you should have known better.
trafficking before he went in there.
I don't know.
Okay,
I mean,
how can you say, "Oh, there's a sex trafficking joint"? I think I'm going to go in there and traffic some sex.
true. Hey,
He's just
unless
an old, horny old man,
I
right
get
years ago, who wanted to get his dick wet, and that's what he did. You can't blame an old horny man for that.
but like I said, that's
trafficking sex. He probably didn't even know the girl's age. She probably was 15, looked like she's 43.
I understand that, but again, like I said, the Robert Kraft situation is one thing. Daniel Snyder pimping out Redskins cheerleaders, that's a whole nother story.
Hold on. No. I agree. That's fucked up. But don't these cheerleaders have a voice? Can't they be like, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
They try when you're with the owner, they can fire he can fire you in a heartbeat for no reason.
And look at all the Me Too shit going on. You can come forward and be like, I got fired because of this. You can still say no.
Mind you, I agree with that. But then again, if you're getting hush money, if you're getting things that pretty much silence you, and then you leave and no one knows why when you come back from a big thing. Miss Perry, go ahead.
Thank you. If you love to do what you do, then a lot of times you'll shut the fuck up. I have someone very close to me who was sexually harassed by their teacher at University of Maryland within the past year, and she wants to finish her degree, and she hasn't said anything.
I get it.
If lady wants to continue to be a Redskins cheerleader, and she she might be like making some money, dude might be sexy, there, whatever justification it is, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter why she didn't say anything. It matters that it happened.
Right. You're building. Sad to say, you're building your case. I mean, and all this. I mean,
and even in the Me Too culture in the whole country, you think that the NFL is caught up to that in their internal culture? Fuck no. Yeah, exactly. So why didn't she say anything? There are a ton of reasons.
If it was more like today,
who wants to be the girl who got raped, the girl who poured herself out.
Yeah, but I still think today in society, if you come, it's easier to come forward now than it was a few years ago.
True.
It's much easier. True. So if this shit just happened 5 or 6.
No, did you read it?
It happened.
It's been going
6 and shit, right?
Yeah, I mean for that long.
Well, yeah, that was fucked up because I read some of what happened. That was fucked up. I'm talking about in terms of now. If the shit is happening now, come forward. You like all this shit's going on now. All these dudes who thought they had money and got power and they can do it. Now there's no within the past, I'm gonna say 4 to 5 years, you can come forward with ease. Because now the culture has changed. Like what Periii was saying, back in the day, it was if you come forward, you risking your job and everything. Now, if you come forward, it's the view is oh, he's a pervert now. You know what I'm saying? The view has changed now. They're gonna look at this motherfucker it's not gonna be they're thinking you lying now, like it used to be. Now it's thinking they're gonna believe her first before they believe him now.
Yeah, but
right.
At the time you still have to go through whatever
a
lot of hoops.
Civil trial. You still have to get your name dragged through the mud on social media. Maybe shit is sent to you. First thing when you wake up on Christmas, somebody talking shit to you or about you.
The only thing I don't like about this is that
it's still not easy.
The only thing I like about this, what's going on now with this, is that there's a lot of innocent people out there, and this happens with any rule who take advantage of it. When shit didn't really happen, and they say it, and all they gotta do is say it happened, and it's no longer innocent before guilty. You're guilty before you gotta prove you're innocent now.
Yeah,
you can't go. It's no longer innocent before guilty. It's guilty before innocent. So now
Hmm.
you on the offensive now. It's no longer I got to go in the court and prove that you got to prove that they're guilty. No, you got to prove now that you're innocent because there's a lot of stories now where a lot of dudes got. It was a dude in the NFL who was accused of something before he went to the NFL, cost him his career because he broke up with her, and she said he did it, and came to find out she took it back and said he didn't do it, but it cost him his career.
Hmm.
For 5 years, he was past his prime at that point. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying everybody does that happens to is a lie, and we're gonna get off this because I don't want to go this way. But
Right.
it's man, I don't know.
Well, let's put it this way for the
Use
red.
common sense, everybody.
Well, here's the thing. Back to the Redskins itself. I really think the organization, uh, mind you, Leo, like I said, Larry Michaels quit.
I can tell he
Um,
perv the way he told me.
yeah,
He look like
and the other two executives, were fired. I think now the Redskins, in all essence, let's be honest here, you got an owner who doesn't really care, just didn't. He never did. And I mean, I like I said, I know people who work at FedEx Field, and they dealing with equipment that are at least 5 to 10 years behind, and doesn't even think about upgrades. He only thinks about seats. He only thinks about money. That's why he's forcing. That's why he was forced to change the name because FedEx and all the other major sponsors were going to leave him. Plain and simple. I mean,
he did it because I think it's wrong. No, he did it because he was that money.
yeah, it's all about that. And I think now, and also his partners, some of his partners within the ownership group, they were thinking of leaving, or better at least try to buy him out. My thing is like, look, if they're gonna do like what the NBA did with the LA Clippers owner, uh, prior owner, that would be great. I think it would be perfect for the Red, because honestly, the way Daniel Snyder tried, I mean, when he got the team, and if you remember that he had another partner, but he was kind of shady. So the NFL didn't like him, so they kicked him out, but they liked Daniel Snyder. Now it's kind of like, okay, once Daniel Snyder's been in the game for now almost 20 years, and again, a lot of the owners, the other owners in the NFL, they don't like him. So, and not because he's the young bratty boy, it's just that there are things I've heard stories, I've read stories about where not a lot of the other owners like Daniel Snyder very much.
Nobody does. Daniel Snyder sucks balls, and that's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
let's move on because we can be
Yes.
on forever.
Yes. Maybe on my other show.
Yeah, we talk about that on another show. But we have the lovely Periii here,
Periii.
as you can see, lovely, and legs crossed. Trump loves crossed legs. That's just something about legs crossed. Maybe I'm sounding like an old perv man, but I'm sorry. But she's also very talented.
Okay. So it's all about communication. Just for me, just don't get in my personal space
Of course
without
not.
my consent, and
Exactly.
we're good. I think that's a
Mhm.
pretty good general rule.
That's a good rule.
Yes.
Don't talk about stuff within somebody's personal space without their consent.
Look, but don't touch.
Cheers.
You know
Cheers.
There we go. Another one. There you go. Brian, another one.
Yeah, I don't drink.
But no, I want to Perry is a very talented person. She raps, sings, dances, kickboxes, and
Play instruments.
plays instruments, and also acts. And actress.
Thank you.
So there's a lot of things she do. So right now, before we get into our interview with you, we want to play a skit that you did with a very well-known person here in our area and really outside the area because YouTube. Can you tell everybody about this skit you did before we play?
Yeah, I would love to. I did this skit with my friend Crank Lucas. I had done some other like minor parts and skits for him, and played some violin for some of his beats. And then we talked about doing some other stuff, but then I had an idea um, when all of the protests for Black Lives Matter started happening, uh, because I was thinking about like how to not be performative and for me, uh, the man that I'm dating right now is black, and so I had like an impulse to like just like go over and be like, here, let me come over and just lay your head on my bosom and let me just make you feel good, which is fucked up. That's not helpful. That's not helpful allyship. Like not really. That's just gonna make him feel dirty. And so like I, it seemed like a funny thing, and so I thought maybe I could do a skit where I was actually doing that to somebody. And so I called up my friend Crank because he's super like sarcastic and deadpan, and he does that like what the fuck is wrong with you vibe very, very well. And so I thought it would be really good with him. And so this is called when white girls, what is it? When white girls get woke.
There we go.
Okay.
I wanted to call it when your white bitch comes over during Black Lives Matter. Put it on his YouTube as when white girls get woke.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
Thank
how are you
you.
doing? Can I come in?
You in here now?
Okay.
So, what brings you by?
Oh, it's just been forever since I've seen you, and I just wanted to come through and, see, how are you doing?
I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you holding up okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
that's
straight.
good, that's good. How was your day?
It was cool. We got a lot of work done,
That's cool, that's
Very
cool.
productive.
Oh, awesome. You know what? I went to a protest today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
You went to the
I
one
did.
in DC?
No. I went to one out by me because I heard about all the stuff that's going on, and I don't want to get tear gassed or like hit with a rubber bullet.
Yeah, that would really suck if you got hit with a rubber bullet.
Yeah. So I just went out to one by me, and it was just like I was kind of scared to go, but it was just like such a positive experience, and like there were even cops there, and they were marching with us, and they like took a knee, and it was just so beautiful to see.
Really?
It was really cool. Yeah.
Y'all was wearing kente cloth when y'all took a knee?
You know what? Somebody gave me one of those. I didn't even know what it was, and they just like handed me one, and I was like, oh shit, look at this. And so I put it on, and it just like felt so good. I felt like so supportive of the movement, so that was really cool. And it was like mostly white people, so that was really cool too,
Mostly white people.
Yeah.
At the BLM
Yeah,
protest.
just to see like different kinds of people supporting the movement. I just like it was so positive, and so I just wanted to like come over and like spread some of this positivity around, because like I just want to make you feel good. I feel like I'm so blessed to have a strong black king in my life. And
A strong black king?
yes,
Do you even
sir,
listen
that's
to Prince?
you. That's you. Who?
Prince.
No, I just know the king. I just know the king, and I just want you to be freer with me than you've ever felt in this country, and you can call me your little abolitionist. And oh my god, you feel like Dr. King. You feel like Dr. King. Oh wait, no, Malcolm, you feel like Malcolm. Oh, Malcolm. Oh god, Malcolm.
Who the hell is that knocking at the door?
Oh shit.
Good evening. How are you?
Damn, what'd I do?
Well, we got some reports in the area from some screaming from a white woman, excessive screaming. It's a 2914. It's excessive booty slapping.
Nah,
Tactical.
ain't no white woman over here, officer.
Right there.
No, she's
How
light
you doing,
skinned.
ma'am?
She's light skinned.
Very light skinned. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're doing good. While I'm here, there you do fit the description of somebody we're looking for.
Description of what?
African American male between 4'3" and 7'2". Midget. Sorry, small person to a giant.
What the fuck?
You kind of fit. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have to take you with us, okay?
What the fuck?
No.
Man, we're gonna take him with us. We're gonna be back, okay?
Oh my
No,
God,
please
Looking
stop.
good. I like those jeans. What's your sign? I'm a Leo.
No, don't touch him. Oh my god. Oh baby, I'll pay your bill. I'll dig you a tunnel. I'll build us our own underground railroad. I'm your little freedom fighter. Oh
Ain't no booty slapping going on over
Are
here.
you sure about that? Who's that over there? That's her?
No, she's light skinned.
Well, she was screaming?
No. She's
It was
a mute.
white woman screaming. But you know what?
She doesn't have any vocal cords.
She at all?
No.
She looks good. Congratulations. But since I'm here, kind of fits your description, so I'm gonna have to take you with me.
Ah,
Oh
that's
man.
too good.
Thank you.
Oh, that was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
That
Thank
was
you.
hilarious as shit, man. You got all that. You did, that was my African king. Now, I know for a fact that this is not the first skit you've done. You've done a few other skits.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
you got to dwell, delve into that.
Delve into this.
But before we do that, I want to talk about the music. Then we're gonna get to the acting.
All right.
So, when did you like? What is your first? What would we classify you as? A singer, a rapper, both, a violinist, or
A
what?
singer.
A singer?
A
First.
singer. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, like first, I'm a musician.
Musician.
I am a
Gotcha.
musician, and whatever way I can best convey my meaning through
Mhm.
music, I'm gonna fucking do that.
Mhm.
So I sing. That's my favorite thing to do. I feel like there's no medium between myself and the music, and so that's the purest form of expression that I can do. You know, but I really like to make my own beats too.
You make your
Hmm.
own.
I do make my own
Oh,
beats.
shit, man.
Oh yeah. But I really like to like create a complete like a complete musical baby. You know, like just all by myself of like, okay, well I'm gonna put this here and put this here and like having like a big cake, big music that I made myself. So yeah, I love doing that. Yeah, I would say like anything. I'm an artist. I'm a musician.
I like that.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Were what were you inspired by? Is there any artist that you listen to, or try to emulate?
That is a good question. I, excuse me, I wouldn't say that there's one specific person or even a few specific people. I've gone through phases in my life where I've listened to different kinds of music. I feel like the first person who really made me be like, oh my goodness, I want to sing. And oh my goodness, she's just amazing was Mariah Carey.
Mm.
Like 90s Mariah. You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Vision of Love and
Vision of Love through what was like right before Heartbreaker, like Emotions, Dream Lover, Don't
right.
Hurt My Baby, all that stuff. Before Glitter, pre Glitter.
Yeah, pre-glitter.
That was it. That's what did it. That's what
Yeah.
did it for Mariah. But no, she's doing great. She's doing great now. Mazel tov to Mariah.
Mhm.
But I love her. I love Lauren Hill. I love Beyonce. I love Lady Gaga, and I'm also really inspired by. I feel like I take different elements from each genre. Like I love R&B voices, obviously.
Mm.
Yeah, but as far as lyrics go, I'm so much more inspired by hip hop, like
Mhm.
J Cole, especially uh, like Kendrick and Lil Wayne. They're like it's like those are like on the opposite
Yeah.
ends of my
Yeah.
like oh my god fucking genius spectrum. You know,
My man is Kendrick.
Mm.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I heard somebody say that J Cole speaks to the people, Kendrick speaks for the
For the
people.
people. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's some
Yeah.
good shit.
That's good.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep, absolutely. So, and then as far as production goes, I love like EDM, but the more like down tempo stuff, like old European British dubstep,
Mhm.
like Ratatat, Burial,
Yeah.
Benga, and then like getting into more like up tempo stuff like Diplo and Major Lazer. I really like
Mhm.
them, and so I feel like the background that I want is kind of more inspired by that. So I take from all elements, and I played classical music for my entire life. Like Beethoven is my fucking guy. I hear God in Beethoven in everything that he's written. You
Mhm.
know, it's like just that purity of emotion and like pure love through music that comes out through some of that is just like fucking unmatched. You know, so everywhere. Where do I find inspiration? Everywhere. From the from the best of every genre. I feel like we should taste as much of the world as we can,
I agree.
and then that way we know which we want to take from.
Taste the world. Taste it. Lick it.
Mm,
Suck it.
mm. Ah. You just got we just got to make sure we taste the right parts, that we're well informed. You don't
I'll
sit
lick
you
the
don't sit
world.
on you don't sit on the radio.
Mhm.
You don't sit on the radio all the time because they're notorious for playing the same music, and it's kind of musical
Mhm.
junk food
Right.
a little bit, because the way that they do it is just to be like, okay, what are people not going to change the station from?
Mhm.
So you go outside of that, you learn as much as you can about as much stuff as you can,
Mhm.
and that's where you find your inspiration, whatever your discipline is, whether it's
Yeah.
music or art or architecture. Study everything that you can, and then you're best equipped to go and make the world different.
There you go.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna get another drink. You want another drink?
Another drink.
Obviously good.
You good?
Can you
'Cause
tell
look
that
at that shit. Look at that
I'm
shit.
like moderately
Yeah.
leaning on very tipsy?
Right. Well,
Yes.
we got about what about 10 minutes left. So I want to say ask you this. So the violin, how did that come into play? How long was that something you were playing as a child, or was
Yes.
that
Oh my
like
god.
what
Me
like?
and my
Because
violin.
I'm going to try. Hopefully, before we get off the show, I'm going to try to download the other violin you did at my crib
Yeah,
and
yeah.
play
Mhm.
that.
I was on here one time before on
Yes.
a different
Oh
podcast we were
yes.
doing one
Oh
time
yep.
before, and I played for you that day.
And you played a
Some
song.
J. Cole.
Mm.
ATM, I believe.
Yes. Matter of fact, we gonna play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna play it in a few
Let's
minutes.
do it. So, regarding the violin, yes, it was my main instrument growing up. We have had such a long and up and down, tumultuous relationship, my violin and me, because there are times when it's very frustrating. I used to feel like my positioning was messed up. I had to change stuff physically. But I used to tell people I felt like I was beating the shit out of it, and it was screaming. Yeah, and
Mhm.
that's like not really that fun a lot of the time. So
Mhm.
it was that way for a long time, but with the change in the genre that I played, and also making sure that my equipment was fit right for me, um and I would like I would definitely want to tell people that that is so important, whether you're doing music or something else. Make sure that you have the right equipment, because it can make
Mhm.
a world of difference in how you feel about your whole artistry. So when I kind of made those changes, I really started to love it, because I've been playing for 25 years now.
Mm.
I started when I was 6, and I'm 31. So it's been most of, yeah, almost all of my life that
Okay.
playing the violin.
At what point did you started to mix in your classical with modern day music?
Well, yeah, I started playing in a band when I was living
Mm.
in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, in like 2007. I started playing
Mm.
with them, and that's when I first started learning how to like make stuff up on the fly. Like everything that I play is improvised. I don't practice it.
Mm.
Ain't nobody got time. I don't have time. Um, so I know what the chords are. I know what notes sound good with stuff, and I make it up as I go. So I first started learning how to do that when I played in a band, which I think if any musicians get the opportunity to do that, definitely play in any ensemble that you can, because you learn so much from the people around you. But yeah, then I moved back here. I grew up around here in Maryland. I moved back here after I finished school, and that's when I really started dedicating myself to being an artist in my own right. And I thought that that would be really fun to just play along with music that I enjoyed, and like put my shit up for
Mhm.
everybody to see. And so that was probably 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
So
Mhm.
you've been on now. What a lot of people don't know. I just now a couple of days ago, I ordered resistance bands. They're on the door. They finally came today. I haven't opened them yet. I'm gonna start my workout tomorrow. You had a weight loss journey.
Oh yeah.
So can you tell people about that? Because now you're kicking the shit out of people with kickboxing. You got sexy thighs.
Thank you.
Nobody would know unless you told them. And Trump loves cross legs.
So, still like those all night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been moving. I've been moving the microphone on purpose so that people can just.
But you got the name tag partially blocking it. So there you go.
Look at that. Good Lord. But tell everybody about that, man. I mean, that takes like it's so easy to gain weight. It's so hard to lose it. So like, what tell everybody,
Especially when you get older.
especially when the older you
Yeah,
get. You know?
yeah. It is hard. It's really hard, but you have to decide that the first step is to decide that it's important to you and that it's more important to you than indulging.
That's true. I like to indulge.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
seafood.
yeah,
As you can tell.
absolutely. But seafood, they're better seafoods for you than others, like shrimp. Shrimp. Trump treated me to some delicious shrimp earlier this evening. Yeah, it was pretty. It's pretty good for you. Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I feel okay. I feel pretty good. I think it's the legs. I don't think it's the shrimp.
It is.
But otherwise,
Anywho.
there are a couple of things that really helped me. I've lost 60 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah, I was over 200 by quite a bit. Um, and I kind of changed up where I was in my life. Like, I got out of a bad relationship and I was like, if I want to make this change, now is a really fucking good time, because I have the opportunity to do it. I'm not broke all the time anymore. And so I made two major changes that let everything else fall into place, because if you're taking stuff away, you're going to deprive yourself, and then eventually it's going to break, and you're going to go back to what you were doing.
Mhm.
But what I was doing, and what I think a lot of people do, is get stuck in a sugar cycle of eating carbs or sugar, starches, and then being dehydrated. When you're dehydrated, it makes you crave sugar. When you need protein, it makes you crave salt.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was stuck in this cycle of eating like salty, sweet carbs, and just craving those. But when I figured out how much protein I needed per day, I actually need 70 grams or so based on my weight, and I was getting about 20 to 25. I
Mhm.
recently talked to somebody else about this. He needs 50 to 175. He probably like 125 with how active he is, and
Mhm.
he's getting like 30. So make
Mhm.
sure you're getting enough protein.
Mhm.
Yeah. And look up like sources of protein, because meat, a lot of times meat is not always the best source.
Right.
Especially pumpkin seeds of all fucking things, sunflower seeds are really
I love nuts.
yeah,
No.
I love walnuts. Walnuts are magnificent. I got 2 bags of walnuts in the car. I eat walnuts every day.
yep,
I love my nuts.
yep, yep. Those are great. Yep. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're having enough protein, and then
Right.
the thing is having enough water. Yeah, because when, like I said, when you're dehydrated, it makes you crave sugar. We need half of our body weight in ounces. And so if you are 200 pounds, like I was, that's 100 ounces of water. That
Mhm.
is those little like pint bottles, the Deer Park bottles, they're 16,
Yeah.
9 ounces. Let's call it 16. Six of those bottles is 96 ounces.
You need that per day.
Mhm.
Six Deer Park bottles of water per day, 100 ounces
Mm.
of water if you're 200 pounds. Yeah. So
I'm not drinking enough.
yeah, and so that'll make you crave.
That's why I see a lot of people doing the jug thing. It was kind of weird. It's like, why are
Mhm.
you drinking a whole jug of water? And then it's like, hey,
Marks actually how much you like. You've done it. You're almost there. You're there.
Yeah.
They got
Mhm.
jugs like that.
I don't
Yeah.
like carrying around a big fucking jug because that's intimidating to me.
It's like,
If I'm looking at it in the morning, I'm like, no, fuck this. I'm
I
gonna
gotta
throw
drink.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I do, I have a pint glass, 16-ounce glass. I drink a pint every 2 hours. And if I'm awake for 16 hours a day, that's like 128 ounces, I think.
It's less intimidating.
Yeah. So
Mm.
you have some wiggle room there too.
Yeah.
Like 6 pints,
I like that.
Yeah. So that feels, I don't know why it's a mental thing, but that feels easier to me. So those two things, like drinking enough water, have your body weight, and then having enough protein, which you can like just Google how much fucking protein do I need if I'm this old, weigh this much, male or female, etc. You figure that out. And then the other things, that not doing the unhealthy things, become so much easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all right now. I'm gonna tell you the straight up truth. Man, look, when you start like intermittent fasting works, like everything works for everybody differently. Intermittent fasting works for me. Like last year, I'm gonna say 2019 from 20
Mm.
20 I'm gonna say February all the way up to July. I did intermittent fasting in 2019 from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 14 hours, not 16 hours. I lost 38 pounds. 30 no, I'm wrong. 42 pounds.
Mm.
Intermittent fasting works for me. And I didn't, let me tell you how many days I went to the gym. 2.
It's all about your diet.
It's all about
Yeah.
your diet. Like, and if I went to the gym, I probably would have lost more than that.
Yeah.
You know what though? For me, the intermittent fasting thing would work because I eat all of my junk food between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Like you can eat whatever the fuck
should
you
just
want
be
to.
going the fuck to sleep, and
Right.
you're like staying up and eating instead
eating,
to like keep
yeah.
yourself
Mm.
awake.
That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna just eat all night tonight. My cheat nights. I'm just gonna eat away.
But like a pineapple is the same amount of calories in the morning as it is at midnight.
Bingo.
It's not really gonna fuck you up, but
I'll
like
fuck you up.
but
Yeah.
you're much more likely to not eat a pineapple if it's 1 in the morning.
Right.
So,
Before we get out of here, I want to play this video of you doing your violin. Then we're gonna close it out and come back. We're gonna come back, close it out. Any questions? Any other question you have, Brian? Anything?
I'm good, Chief. It's nice to know the woman behind the violin. So
Yes, she's very talented. So this was done at my crib a few months ago on the violin. You saw the quick violin earlier, but this is a solo one. Check out how talented Periii is. Not Periii. Check it out.
So this isn't prepared. There it is.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
oh,
yeah. That was great right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
The lovely Periii, everybody. And one more time, tell everybody how they can reach you, contact you, your pages, so they can check out your performances.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for having me on Dudes Talk Shit. You all can find me at I am Periii. That's IAMPERII. 1R, 3 I's on all platforms. That's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I can't fuck with Twitter, but I'll do it.
Twitter's.
Yeah,
I'm trying my best.
It didn't take. It didn't take. I felt like I was yelling into the wind. I would have to say,
But
you
it's
know,
like-
and then like nobody would hear it, and you know, it just made me feel
Twitter,
sad.
like
So,
if you haven't been on Twitter since like 2014,
yeah,
it's too late.
2008.
2008, then
Yeah.
it's too late. To get to Twitter.
Mhm.
I'm
Or
trying.
unless Twitter is good if you're trying to fuck somebody famous.
There you
Then a lot of people are fucking Trump. The 45.
go. Hey, wait, I don't know. I shit.
What?
What they are? I didn't know that.
What's that knock at the door?
Fucking Norway. Fucking shit.
Anyway, y'all can find me at I am Periii on all platforms. IAMPERII. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
been so much fun.
Thank you. Hey, look, for those who thought I was smoking weed to the show, it's not. It's CBD oil from Tribe Tokes. Y'all can visit them, tribetokes.com with CBD oil, not weed. If this was weed, or if this was like, what do you call it? Weed that's not weed. It's liquid
Spice.
weed, but it's not CBD
Liquid
oil. What is
weed.
that shit called? Infused. I would be sleep right now. So no, this is just CBD oil. I can't handle anything infused. I'll be knocked the fuck out. This is as close to weed that you'll see me. My baby is this. Trump likes the liquor. But
Yes, you do.
Put his baby to sleep.
yeah, be on
Mhm.
So Brian, where can they catch you, sir?
BTB Pics on Instagram. No, I'm not changing it. And at Brian3SL on Twitter. And of course, Rip Radio Network. I do various shows. Trump was on my recent game show called Game Time. So, and very victorious, I might add. So,
Envy,
after.
can I tell you something? Since we on
I was his mascot.
She not just my mascot. She's the reason we won. Can I tell you?
You tell me I may have to go to the judges.
No.
Those 420 guys,
She-
we're already like we're already
Just
in like a superhero fight.
giving a little advice. That's all.
Huh.
But no. She was like, that was good. That's great. That's all she was doing.
Okay. Just
You know
a cheerleader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing hand signs and he actually got it totally wrong.
I
I
did.
said
I probably
he
did.
said something totally different, but that was what
Yeah.
got the point. So like it wasn't even me.
I
It wasn't
probably
even
got
me.
it
I was
completely
just I
fucking
was
wrong.
really just here. I was just good luck.
And good luck indeed. So next game show you have, you got to come back.
Resident. I'm gonna put that on.
Okay. All right. I'll hold off the watchdogs for this time.
There you go. But look, next week is episode 48. Now TJ, we try to get TJ, but he's still out of town. So as you know, episode 25, TJ and Brian had a falling out, and the show started with me and Brian. Then TJ came on episode 2, and it was me, Brian, and TJ all the way up episode 25. There was something that happened, and TJ and Brian, we haven't had the show together since episode 25. This week we were supposed to have TJ, but he's still on his honeymoon. Next week, hopefully he'll be back, and we'll have me, TJ, and Brian on for the first time. Now, will it work? I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Dun, dun.
Will we have somebody else? I don't know. Stay tuned. But shout out to the lovely Periii.
Oh,
We did this across, man. I try to tell you.
And this Dude Talk Shit has been brought to you by the Vince Boosters band. So,
there you go.
and these legs as well.
Yes,
brought to you by these legs. And,
Brought to you by those legs.
And
Those
who?
kickboxing legs that will fuck you up. All right, Brian.
Bye,
That's it
folks.
for tonight.
Rob, who we want to shout out?
Oh, who else we want to shout out?
You wanna
Oh yeah, shout
Rob
out.
Legs?
Shout out to your legs and shout out to the Vince Russo Network. You can
Yes.
catch us on there, Vince, youtube.com/Vince Russo Network. Catch us. All of our new episodes will be on there from now on. We made the switch. So we are the last remaining survivors from Russo's brand family. And it's only going to get stronger for this. So shout out to Vince Russo, Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards. I also shout out to Goldilocks, everybody on the brand. Thank y'all for giving us this opportunity. We appreciate it. We will not let you down. We will see y'all next week on episode 48. So long.
Bye-bye.